Okay, and welcome to another edition of Late Night Dental Marketing Talk. I'm your host, Paul Spaziali, or Paul on Dental Town. So tonight we're going to be talking about something that is one of the most important pieces of your marketing and one of the most important aspects of anything to do with any type of interrelation with people, whether you're communicating with your patients, trying to get new patients in, talking to your staff, or anything in general with your life. And that is, the question that I should be getting asked is how to overcome people's fears and build trust. So there's two components to this, overcoming fears and building trust. Now, trust is the biggest hurdle in acquiring new patients. Trust is the biggest hurdle with any relation with people, trying to influence them, trying to motivate them. It all comes down to trust first. In order to build trust, we need to look at what's happening and acknowledge that, so that we can use these strategies to overcome that obstacle and build the trust. And also at the same time, we want to be removing the fears that allow them to come in. Because even if you have trust built in, even if you are pretty good with that, your existing patients trust you. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of patients that you have that are needing to get extra services, that have to get full mouth reconstruction, but they're just fearful. And there's a few things that they're fearful in their mind, and some of them they'll tell you, and some of them they won't tell you. So we're going to be going over some strategies in order to overcome those things. Okay? Now these days, a lot of people, a lot of dental consultants, and a lot of marketing companies, they'll take a strategy. See, the most garbage, cheapest marketing company out there, or dental consultant, will tell you to list all the facts about your business in your ad or marketing, and that's what get people in. No, that's not true at all. A better marketing company or a better dental consultant will talk about the benefits of those facts instead of just the facts. And then what happens is, though, and that used to work as well. I mean, that's the better of the two, but that used to work before. And that, I'm talking about 20, 30 years ago, that used to work. Just giving benefits upon benefits. And a lot of sales training and all that kind of thing will talk about benefits of benefits, and that you need benefits. However, these days what we have, because there's been a saturation of marketing out there, the Direct Marketing Association estimates that people are exposed to about 5,000 pieces of marketing every day. So when you have a saturation like that, the brain just tunes everything out. And you need to be extra careful and extra attentive to what you're putting out there in order to not saturate it. Like, you're seeing 50,000 ads for Coke all day. Coke does that because they want to stimulate your desire to have a Coke and think about Coke more often than not. But it's spammy. Now, if that's just one company spending millions of dollars to send you messages every day to get in front of your face, well, imagine the cumulative effect of having thousands upon thousands of companies constantly spamming you with marketing messages every day. So in effect, we become a nation of ad dodgers. So we have to be, like I said, extra careful about how we go about this in order to cut through that clutter. Okay, so you've cut through the clutter. What happens is, because people assume everything is BS, and because people are super skeptical, and what has happened is a lot of times we've sort of trained them to, there's a lot of, unreputable companies out there that have done a lot of good marketing, and at the end of the day people get scammed, or they don't get the same kind of service that they were expecting. So what happens is they're sort of expecting you to be that way as well, to not trust, they don't trust any marketing. Now, they'll still respond, but they'll always be sort of half in, just put their toe in the water kind of thing. And if they get a little funny feeling about it, they'll take it right out and run away. Okay. That's called ambivalence. It's the problem today in marketing. It's a problem today of our society, where people are responding to marketing, but they're not going forward with it. They're going to the movies and they're looking at the board going, well, which movie should I take? And then walking away and not deciding on anything. Okay, this is a big problem actually. So people are hesitating, and they're hesitating like never before. Okay, so the first strategy we need to look at is overcoming some of the psychological components to that. First of all, no one's going to buy anything from you or come in or book anything with you if they're in a state of fear, or if they're in a state of anger, or if they're in a state of hatred, or melancholy or depression. So, first of all, you need to be able to change that state. You know, it's a little advanced, but some of the marketing that we produce, that I put out, I put in some of these tools to change their state. And it doesn't work on everyone, but it does work on some people. And again, we're always looking at numbers. We're always looking at percentage of people that will respond. One person responds unpredictably, but a set of people in a group responds predictably. Another psychological tool is to know about the three components that cause that ambivalence. One is option paralysis. In other words, they're looking at a bunch of options, but they choose none of them. Another one is anticipated regret, which means that they're thinking that you're going to pull the rug from underneath them as soon as they accomplish, they agree to your terms, or they come in, or they book. And it's almost like they're fearing you to go, okay, I got you, you're stuck, sucker, that kind of thing. So they're fearing that, and they're of course fearing buyer's remorse. They've bought things before and they hated them. They've gotten worked into a state before, bought something, and then immediately regretted it because they didn't want it anymore. So those are a few of the components that you have to put into your marketing, because as I mentioned, these days we have not just persuasion, but